then anything that's recycled, all the flashing or any other extra pieces are sent back to Japan for recycling.
Tanaka.
And what do you do here?
Nothing to do. Just enjoy life.
Is Bryson a good boss?
Yes, very good.
Okay, we'll give you some extra money. You can see, you know, we make the castings here.
If you've been following the channel, you know that we love running DVO suspension. We've been working with DVO and running it on all of our bikes for the last 5 years. Recently, however, we flew across the world to meet with the DVO crew in Taiwan to check out the SR Suntour factory where DVO is based out of and get an insider look into how suspension is made. This is an opportunity that not many people get, so we're so thankful to the SR Suntour and DVO crew for making this possible. This is an exclusive look into the bike industry in Taiwan. Hope you enjoy.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are still here in Taiwan. It's humid, it's hot. A typhoon is coming. However, the adventures are still going strong. We got a really cool tour guide to give us a little bit of an insider look at the mountain bike industry here in Taiwan. How's your mango?
I haven't been able to eat it yet, but it doesn't, ooh, it looks really gross.
Oh, no. Here's our tour guys. How you guys doing?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
I'm here for the pineapple cake.
Yeah.
What are we doing today?
You're gonna make suspension forks and shocks. We're gonna hopefully show you how forks and shocks are made by DVO, and then a little bit about Suntour as well, because we're embedded in Suntour factory. Reason why the bike industry is here, it's kind of a long story, but originally it kind of transferred from Japan. Over the last 25 years, the Taiwanese have been really smart and helpful in setting up basically the entire supply chain. Within like a 20-kilometer radius of our factory here, you can pretty much get anything you need, from seals, CNC parts, bolts, everything to make a bicycle is here.
And so right off the bat, we already see SR Suntour, familiar brand.
Ni hao.
And what's your breakfast of choice today?
Oh, dude, this is honestly, I have no idea what this is. I think it's a cookie. Dude, the instructions for eating it are kind of interesting.
Hi, my name is Tom Suenaga, working for Suntour, SR Suntour since 1990.
When I was running the Marzocchi program, had Marzocchi being manufactured here at SR Suntour, Tom was one of my key guys here to help everything get built, and I beat him up on pricing and delivery all the time. So I don't know if he still likes me, but you know, we worked together for, I don't know, 20 plus years or more. So
SR Suntour is a casting company in this bike industry. This is the only company who is doing casting in-house, and both magnesium and then aluminum. So this is the casting area. So here's the casting machine for magnesium bottom case. Now we are doing operation. We are preparing another new machine, which are coming later.
So here you have the magnesium gets heated up in this big tub, and it's shot through the mold with that big piston right there, and then you can see the four castings come out of the machine. So all the magnesium that's used here, and especially for DVO, is from Japan, so it's all imported. And then anything that's recycled, all the flashing or any other extra pieces are sent back to Japan for recycling and then obviously reused. So.
The back here is the pieces which will be recycled. So SR Suntour is already doing this recycling technology for manufacturing process.
So this is a new casting machine that's coming online. I don't know the exact specs, but usually some of the new machines have a very high tonnage and pressure.
How much does it cost?
These are in the millions of dollars. That's kind of why suspension forks do cost a lot. Is you know, the machinery that goes into it, a good mold is a few $100,000, plus all the engineering time, and then obviously casting machines maybe will last, you know, 4 or 5 years, but they're in the millions of dollars for each machine.
This is aluminum casting machine, and a little bit different than magnesium machine. Here we are doing recycling of the used material directly back to the casting machine. So we have a special recipe, the combination between virgin material and recycling material and directly putting in a casting machine so that we can tarnish.
That's for the hibachi for lunchtime. So the way the flow of the factory works is all the raw material comes in through that entryway. So raw aluminum, raw magnesium that gets processed. Gets heat treated if it's an aluminum item, and then it flows through this direction where this is all CNC. So it goes from actually getting made to the CNC finish work on it, whichever part that may be. And then there's also stanchion tube manufacturing here at Suntour as well. So there's a lot of CNC machines here, and what's really impressive with SR Suntour and DVO uses this sort of access to finishing the parts, because a lot of the companies, a lot of other manufacturers, they have all outside suppliers. So they might design everything and engineer everything sent out to various suppliers, but doing all the CNC work here, and that's really critical. Like on castings, the precision of the internal bore and the external machining, the thing has to be perfect or it's not going to feel smooth. So you can see, we make the castings here. They're kind of generally cleaned, all the flashing, and then we start doing the machining for the internal bore, for the bushing seat, the seals. You're doing brake pads, all the dropout.
If this is wrong when you're riding, it's something touching wrong behavior of the product. So that's the important process.
Stanchion tubes are made here for a lot of the Suntour product. For DVO, we do outsource to a couple of the high-end suppliers. And damping rods are made here. So, like as I stated earlier, a lot of vertical integration here at Suntour. So like this machine, the output is they're making top caps for the suspension fork. This is like a preload top cap that fits inside the stanchion tube. This machine here is what's called a centerless grinding. So here's a stanchion tube that's in process. So basically the stanchion tube is rotated, and there's a grinding wheel which keeps the tube obviously very round, very concentric, and also keeps it straight, and it kind of polishes the tube as well. So the tubes are fed through here. There's a centerless grinding wheel in there, so the tubes are spun and they're ground, so they're nice and straight and they're round.
So here's a Simin line. We have several lines by cell style rather than belt style. So we are able to keep some flexibility to change the model by model quickly. So, and then all our people are getting used to this working style, so it's very efficient.
Testing laboratory for DVO and SR Suntour. And so we've got a lot of MTS machines that do fatigue testing. They'll do like ultimate yield, simulate, run into a brick wall and smash in the fork. So just with new products, or this is also with inline product, they'll randomly pick a fork out of the production line and then just come in here and test it. So these are all clean rooms. So the air is under filtration, the oil is under filtration, the room's climate controlled. It's really important to have a really clean environment for that. No dust, no dirt, even just a little piece of microscopic dirt, if it gets in the shim or it gets in the oil in the cartridge, it could actually just, stop it from working. So this is another assembly area, like in the other building, but this area is more reserved for the higher end Suntour, like Duralux, Oron, all the higher end product, and also some of the DVO high-end stuff does a finished assembly here. So see here, it's a little bit slower. There's a lot more attention to detail.
Tanaka.
And what do you do here?
Nothing to do. Just enjoy life. I enjoy life with him.
He's the big boss. He opened and started the China factory for SR Suntour, and then there's a really kind of state-of-the-art production facility in Vietnam. This is how Hua does all QC for us. So she measures parts, does some testing. If anything went wrong,
It was your fault. They pay you good?
Good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is Bryson a good boss?
Yes, very good.
Okay, we'll give you some extra money.
I'm Andy, and I'm the engineer for DVO Taiwan.
After Junior's done designing some of the fork parts, Daniel does calculations on testing for strength, durability, ultimate yield on parts. So basically, if it's gonna be strong enough.
I don't know why I'm doing a company.
She doesn't know what she's doing here.
Every city.
Going into our assembly area.
And so what are you doing here, Ronnie?
I don't know yet. See, I'm still undergoing my training process with Alaska. He just told me to stand here and look good for the day. So some prototype stuff. So you guys are actually getting to see the very early process of assembly. So normally when we develop something, painful part of this is sitting here and assembling the first 100 to 150 pieces all by hand. More that I do by hand, the easier it is for me to work with Alaska and the team to simplify the process of assembly for all of the group.
That was great having you guys here, because one thing that we really like to get out to the public is DVO is definitely associated with SR Suntour. I have a good relationship with these guys when I brought Marzocchi here from Italy for manufacturing. And so when we all left Marzocchi, SR Suntour was a perfect partner, because I'm already familiar with everybody here and I know their capabilities of design and manufacturing. So in regards to, for example, rear shocks, we manufacture our own shocks, but we also license some designs to SR Suntour. They manufacture it themselves, but it's based off our designs, and then they change manufacturing just based off trying to hit certain cost elements or design elements. And but everything else is done by 100% DVO here. We've got engineers, and as you've seen in the video, we've got our own assembly, and we've got QC, we've got testing. We got Junior here designing stuff, and Ronnie's here quite a bit, making sure he's testing prototype stuff. He's also making sure the production forks and parts are assembled. He'll show everyone here how to do the proper assembly and generate what we call an SOP. So just make sure everything's done correctly. So everything happens here in Taiwan. I can subscribe, and we're gonna get some food.